Hi, and welcome to this week's Tentative tutorial. My name is Sylvester A. Hansen, and I will be your artist/narrator for this slightly different installment of the Tentative tutorial. It is different in that I will actually be playing a game that I created for Ludum Dare 32, rather than doing a spit paint or speed paint as I normally do. So without further ado, let's begin! So, the game that I will be creating, or that I have created, was called The Bystander. It is based off of the theme of unconventional weapons for Ludum Dare 32. And as you can see here, the story goes that you are in a toxic outbreak situation. A bomb has fallen, which emitted a cloud of toxic gas that you now have to avoid at all costs. So this is your character, and you have two movement options. You can either walk or you can run. However, if you run for too long, you will be exhausted, and the cloud may catch up to you, and you have to start over. These are your only options. You cannot shoot, you cannot do anything other than this. I created that sort of mechanic because I wanted for the player to feel like he or she was not in control of their own environment. Like, a lot of games are all about fulfilling fantasies of control, and I wanted this to sort of be the opposite of that. I wanted for you to feel like you were not in control. This all stemmed from the idea of the theme, which was unconventional weapons. And unconventional weapons, to me, the first thing that popped into my head was something absurd like a rubber ducky shooting flames out of its beak or something along those lines. And I thought that I could do better than that, or not that that was bad in any ways, but I felt like shifting the theme a little bit. So rather than being the aggressor, the person actually shooting or using the unconventional weapon, how about being the victim of an unconventional weapon? And to me, the unconventional part of warfare currently is the toxic variety, the spreading disease or illness throughout the land, as it were. And I wanted for this character to have that sort of feeling of not being in control of their own environment, being the bystander, as it were, to a conflict that's larger than himself. And that's actually where sort of the idea came from. As I previously mentioned, the mechanic was made for you to feel like you were not in control. Like this thing is creeping up on you at all times. And you don't see it here because I actually edited it out. But for this recording, I ended up having to play the game 7 or 8 times to actually get through it. I kept dying, I kept having to redo it, and it was frustrating. And that's what I wanted for this to be. I know that frustration is one of those things that, as a game designer, you want to avoid because frustration is the opposite of fun. Even here, you can see me dying in a little bit, I believe. Or maybe I'm making this one. Nope, I'm dying. Anyways, I wanted to sort of get that feeling of helplessness and emote that through gameplay rather than because of gameplay. Meaning, I wanted for the player to feel like they were not in control of their environment. This is also one of the reasons that you probably have noticed. You go from a very green and lovely area to a very desolate and barren one. I wanted to get the feeling of sort of helplessness and sort of through time, through the experience of the game, having that sort of feel like you've been taken away from something. So here we go into the barren area, and in a little bit there'll come the shelter that actually saves his life. So that was what I wanted to do, sort of that barren, dead area to really hammer in the fact of helplessness. So I survived, luckily. And that was my Ludum Dare game. It was created in 72 hours, and it was created with Unity 3D, a game that I am slowly getting to learn and getting to get comfortable with. So you can play this on Newgrounds or Congregate, and the links are in the description down below, and I hope you have enjoyed this. Thank you for your time.